and not an unfamiliar sight. Welcome back to another Fix-It weekend. So we were out last weekend at Black Duck Valley, and we had a knock before that. Before we started, we thought it was something to do with drive shafts or CVs, but turns out we had an engine mount that was failing. So we lost both our engine mounts in one weekend. Just to give you a quick look at what it looks like. The engine mount's all the way down there. That's it there. You can see it is sitting a little bit skew. See that there. The other one's worse, but we'll show you that one when we get there. So far, taking the battery tray out, just move the little bottle out the way. I'm going to undo some bolts over there. Engine mounts were delivered today, so that's one of them there. What the bad boys look like over here. That's effectively what we're replacing. New engine mount again. So yeah, just to quickly put it all apart, and say quickly put it all apart. I'll show you the other side in a bit, but for now we jack the engine up just to get the weight of the mounts and start stripping and see how much has to come off so we can change them. Okay, so just a quick little catch up of what we're doing. So I've got the jack sort of under the back corner of the bell housing at the block. So a quick little catch up. So I've got a block under there and the jack. There's the broken engine mount, and yes, I've taken the two bolts out there, bolt out the top, and jack the motor up pretty much as far as I can. So now getting my head's into the top of it. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, okay. As you can see, there you can pretty much see that the bolts come out. So, oh, there you go. That was too easy. This might have come out the bottom actually. Something there. Fall to the ground. That's passenger side engine mount out. Sorry. Okay, it's completely destroyed. This one's been open for a while, as you can tell. As I said, we had noises for a while, so they are oil filled. Corrosion there tells me it's been like this for a bit. So that's all good. We'll slide the new one in. Hopefully it goes in as easy. Oh, this one's taken up a proper beating. Look at that. Broken over there. So the noise we had been getting was mostly on the motorway. I'd say just cruising along, basically no real hard acceleration. We'd get a bit of a vibration through, and it really did sound like a drive shaft or a CV that was going to be going, but we really couldn't pinpoint where the noise was coming from. So the plan was just to drive it until it breaks, and that's pretty much what happened. Unfortunately, we broke both of them, so I've got to do this twice today. So I'm going to slide the other one in place quickly, see how this goes actually. There's the spare. Okay, so here we are under the car, new engine mount. Looks in much better shape, I'd say. And I'm going to try, I'm not sure it's going to work, but we're going to try slip this back in here. See, hopefully, oops, doesn't belong that far now. Back, sorry, I had to do that slightly off air. I needed two hands, but managed to push the bolt a little bit into the bracket. It's hanging on by a thread. I'm going to now go around to the top, shoot over to the top of the engine, get in there and get the nut on a little bit. It's maybe another two-hand job. That's all the way down there, so I'm going to do this quickly off camera and chat to you later. That's bolt's now finger tight. I've left it a little bit loose, obviously, so I can line up those down there. Should be able to still move this one around. So difficult to see. Yeah, that's still loose, so I can wiggle that around to line up the bolts. Get the bolts lined up, so drop the engine a little bit, keep it slightly above, and then yeah, try to get those little bolts inside into the chassis again and tighten it all up. Okay, so really difficult to get that mount, all the bolts lined up. So if you can see, or if you can. Took a lot of focus. Took that bolt completely almost off. Jacked the motor up quite a bit again just to give myself enough movement in the mount, just to wiggle everything around and get the 3 bolts in place. I'll just now tighten it up and go do the other side. Okay, so now we're onto the driver's side, and I'm going to remove the airbox just to get basically, I mean, that's it over there. So there it is. So I'm going to pull the airbox off, and hopefully that gives me enough space to get some hands in there and also work on the bottom. Arguably as easy. You can see the mounts I'm using my sockets. Put that back. Not a safe place to leave stuff because I end up leaving stuff there, all over actually. But as you can see, the mounts already dropped out of there. So out of there, it's all loose already. Quite easy from this angle. Just not sure how this is going out because there's now an exhaust and other things to compete with. So I actually found a very good gap which goes towards the front of the car, so I may try to pull it out the front. We'll see. Let's climb under there quickly and have a look. See how that works. Nice, decent gap over here. Let's see if we can get it out this side. Oh yeah, that worked a treat. But maybe not. Spoke too soon. Let's see. Oh man. Okay, back to the drawing board because that ain't working. Let's see around the oil filter side. Oh, my chance. Be gone. Bye. Okay, so here we are under the engine. Excuse the very oily engine. It is what it is. This is basically the gap where you're going to strip the engine mount down to about get the cover off of it, and it should basically just slip through here like such. Ow. And there we go, kind of more or less where it needs to be. We'll get the cover back on it. I think I'll slide my finger up into that. I did too. Yeah, it kind of needs to be over there somewhere, so pop the cover back on and get it into place. But first, I'm gonna fix my finger. So here's the one that came out the other side, and also I think it's been probably broken for a while because that looks very rusty. And a lot of stuff in the bottom of that one there. I think those have been gone for a bit as well, so I'm surprised it held so long. Anyway, get that little cover back on the engine mount through the little gaps underneath the engine, and then slide it back into place. Put the nut on top, start aligning the bottom. I obviously can't record all this for you, but yeah, you get the picture. Engine mount base there, and bottom up. So let's see how it goes. Let's give you a little idea. So you can see it. There's a little spanner, and zooming, pretty bad. And that's the amount of turn I get at a time. So other bolts in already. It's just this, and then the top one. Once I get the top one in, I can start putting the airbox back on. And then I've just remembered we've also got one broken gearbox now, so I'll do that tomorrow. Pretty good as the mission actually. This is about as far as I can get it, I think. Wait. Okay, that's that. Now over to the top, get the top one tightened up, and then airbox back in. There we are, getting to the top one. Everything's in the way when you're doing this one, so try to do my hand as possible. That's as much as possible. Actually, I'm going to lower the car so it sits onto the engine mount too. than planned. Oh, see how much it came down. That made life a lot easier. Just getting my hand in there, it's going to be a mission now, but gotta wind it up and nip it tight, and that's job done. Wasn't too bad. That's an hour. Hour and 30 minutes to get the two chains. I've never done them before, so it was a bit of a learning curve as well. So get it tightened up. Clean up the this pipe over here. Clean this all up too, because we originally put some silicone in there, but I think it doesn't, not really necessary, because it does hose clamp in. Go back with the right side. That goes there. That goes on there, click. That goes back in there. That goes back in there. And pretty much just bash plates, which I'm not going to bore you with, but you've seen the bash plate video before. So yeah, that's it. Not a bad job to do. About an hour and a half. Just jacking the engine in the right place. With the manual, it clears the firewall quite easily, so no major issues there. Just jacked it up until the mounts were able to fall out. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Cheers.